I don't know if you guys can even hear this, but my cat is purring very loudly right now. I think this may continue for the entirety of the script. This was a warning. Hey guys, it's rnji. Buckle up because I'm about to take you on a nostalgia trip. The game we're going to be showcasing today is none other than Ragnarok Odyssey Ace. I've shown gameplay footage of it on the channel before, but it hasn't really been a main feature. Sorry, they just went in my ear. I wanted to change that as I've been replaying it again for the millionth time. At this point, I couldn't tell you just how many times I've restarted this game. Now, as a kid, I loved Ragnarok Odyssey, and I played it on my Vita as one of my main games. Take into account the lack of Ace, we'll get back to that later. I also played Persona 4 Golden on that device, and it was another heavy hitter. I remember making PSN friends on there, and I was on Ragnarok Odyssey Ace during my vacations. I would text and chat and get to know people as we kept raiding together. I used the emoticons so much back then. They were enough for all of my feelings. I loved this game, but I never finished it. I got hard carried and would only play multiplayer for the social experience, but also because if I did it on my own, I would probably lose. After a certain point, I gave up. Then Ragnarok Odyssey Ace came out, and it sucked me right back into it. The second time around, I felt a bit more comfortable, but also a bit bored. I didn't have the same friends that I did on Ragnarok Odyssey, so I made some new ones. And I really did enjoy my time, but the fact it was pretty much the same exact game that just had a few extra chapters of DLC meant I never did get very far. Come on, bro, you're gonna make me play the same game again? I think maybe I beat Ragnarok Odyssey, maybe. I still have to test, I can't attest to that right now. This is under wraps, alright? Let me check my Vita. I still hadn't beaten it. Around the same time, I just started playing Persona 4 Golden. I dropped it for a year or so, and then picked it up, and immediately got hooked again. Now this is a game to talk about in a future video, since it single-handedly helped shape me into the guy I am today. But it took me years to finish it. I only fully beat the game when I came back home from college and found my Vita again. I decided to grind the last few levels, which were at least 30 because I sucked at leveling as a kid. Didn't even know that I could just keep fighting to get stronger. I beat the final boss for the true ending. That game meant so much to me, and this one meant probably half as much. Considering Persona 4 Golden is the reason I am still standing here today, that doesn't mean I don't love Ragnarok Odyssey Ace. It has molded me as a player. I was so hooked because I loved the experience of playing it. Pressing buttons and forming combos, trying out different classes, weapons, and armor, trying to get cool costumes, buying items and cards. This game had so much going on, I didn't even know what to do with all of it. I just did my best and tried making any strats. But you know, it built my fundamentals, the basis of my love for JRPGs and action-heavy games. I never did find another game that excited me and just keeps me coming back like Ragnarok Odyssey and Ace both did. I think one of the reasons I keep coming back to play it is because of the great memories I had playing with people. It was one of my first multiplayer experiences. It meant the world to me. I feel sad that I can't have that same multiplayer experience today, but I'm glad it still happened. I just feel that I would play very differently compared to 12-year-old me. I feel like the multiplayer experience is what I want and need today, considering how most multiplayer games are. This made me really love Granblue Fantasy. Granblue, what was it again? Granblue Fantasy Relink. I loved this game because it was just like raiding, bro. It was just like being in Ragnarok Odyssey Ace, except it's Granblue. Like, that shit was so cool. I need more games like that. It's so unfortunate. I felt like it was kind of hard to find the certain raids you wanted, and to find like a multiplayer experience, because they made the single player experience so great and they made the AI so good that you really didn't need to even contact real people for the first 50 hours of this game. Anyways, back to this. That was a wonderful time though. I wanted to make this video to showcase the game, but also talk a little about my story and my connection to it. I've always wanted to beat it, probably one of the main reasons I keep coming back, and to make it harder, I want to do it alone. I want to be unstoppable. I've turned my brain on for this game much like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I've got myself to think about combos while doing them instead of just going off instinct 90% of the time. This is another dream I had as a kid, to beat the game. But today's version of me wants to beat it by myself. Since I can't experience the multiplayer anymore, and I don't have anyone to carry me and give me the false premise that makes me think I'm good, I want to become good at this game. I want to style on it. I want to succeed, not for anyone else, but for me, to prove to myself I could do it. And so far, I've gotten past Chapter 5 alone, pretty easily. I think the mind blocks I had from when I was a kid, thinking it's too hard, I'll never be good, or I was just also overwhelmed with the different mechanics, it held me back all this time. It made me keep giving up. But I love this game. I pay attention to the story here and there. It's the typical stuff, but the characters are so familiar and comforting to me. They feel like old friends. I've come back to them for over 10 years now. This game will always have a special place in my heart. When you just spend time with characters like that, they don't really say much. They give you a little input here and there, but largely it's the same thing. You go to them for a service and that's it. But I've just known them for so long. I've known them for about as long as I've known some close friends. Maybe even longer. I've just connected to this game in a way a lot of games don't connect with me. And I can't help but love it with every fiber of my being. I'll just keep playing it till the end of my days, I guess. This is one of my just top favorite games to replay. I gotta make a list of all the games I'd love replaying. Thank you guys for listening to me ramble on about this game and my feelings on it. Hope you enjoyed the gameplay, and if it interests you, try out the game, if you can. If you need help with anything, leave a comment or send me an email and we can figure it out, I'm sure. Most likely on Discord. I want to spread the joy of this game if I still can. It can be really hard at times, but I still love it. Okay, that's all. Here's another picture of my cat. Have a good day, guys.